Is there one right tool for teasing dubbing out on a fly? Probably not, but I'd like to share with you some that I would like to suggest as possible options. This is the first tool that I used as a dubbing teaser, a bodkin. Works well for picking away very precise locations, but for larger areas it's not very efficient. Another tool you might consider is a toothbrush. Whack off the ends to make it a little bit stiffer, and in the case of this one, I took a cigarette lighter and I burned the ends of it so that the bristles would be a little more grabby, somewhat like Velcro. Speaking of Velcro, simply glue the hook side of the Velcro onto something like this fingernail file. Works quite nicely. This point is nice for teasing out fine points of dubbing, and the rest of it's useful on larger flies. A common tool is a gun brush. The brass gun brush is quite nice for larger flies and coarse dubbing, but for fine detail work, it's just awkward to work with. For very small flies and very fine detail work, a root canal probe is a wonderful little tool. Find a friendly dentist, and maybe you can find one. It just grabs like crazy. Gordon Mankins came up with this particular tool. He calls it a tickler, and it's simply a wooden dowel with a brass brush that's been glued into the end, and it does a nice job of teasing out dubbing. Dean Childs, who at that time was the owner of Wasatch Custom Angling Products, made this tool for me when I showed him Gordon's tool. It's made out of a steel cable, and it really does grab. And I believe they still make this tool, but in a little bit shorter version. The nice thing about the tickler is that you can actually go right through hackle, palmered bodies, that sort of thing, and work right around through them, and really doesn't disturb the hackle much at all. It does a great job of picking out dubbing pretty precisely wherever you want it to be. Not only is it effective on a larger fly like that number 6, this happens to be a size 16 X-Caddis. I've got a little ball of Antron dubbing at the back. We'll just take our tickler and tease out the Antron shuck and a little bit of body dubbing with it. And then a little bit of a slight trim. And you have a trailing shuck.